Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright, you already know my name. I'm Esther A. Morin, and on this channel, I teach you how to use tech to grow your business. We have some educational videos here. We also have tech-based videos here. The idea is to assist you, show you how you can use technology to grow your business easily as a school owner. Today, we're going to learn how to create a feedback form. Getting feedbacks in your school business is very, very important. Now, we know that papers are quite expensive, ink is expensive. We have the light issue, we have the fuel issue. So, printing physical forms may be a lot of work. Thankfully, with the internet, you can create your form free of charge. Google allows you to create online forms totally free. All you need to do is have a Gmail account and you are good to go. Meanwhile, if you love what I have been doing, hit the subscribe button as a way of supporting what we are doing here. You may also want to drop your emoji, give us a like, drop your comments, and share this video with your friends. Every school owner needs to know how to do this. Every school owner needs to be able to collect feedback without spending much. All right, so feel free to ask questions if you have any questions, and also feel free to tell us the topics you want us to create videos on. Let's begin. Click on your browser, in this case Chrome, and in the address bar, please type forms.google.com. Google Forms can be used to create different forms. Forms.google, ensure your spelling is correct, .com. You can use this form to create a survey like we are about to learn today. You can use it to gather information from different people in different locations. Alright, so once it loads up, you give it a title. Okay, so feedback form, I'm going to use today's date to differentiate it from the other forms that I may have. Feedback form, 1st December 2023. We are creating a feedback form, so I have to give it a familiar name so that subsequently I can locate it easily. Okay, so once I'm done with my title, yes, I have it here. You can see it shows up down there. I'll take it out and put the name of my school. Okay, I want to create a feedback form for a school, so I'll put the title on the form should be the name of the school. Abundance Grace Montessori School. That's the school name I'm using for this practice. Okay, in the description box, I'm going to type parents feedback form. Okay, so Google allows any and everyone to create forms for free. You must have a Gmail account. Once you have a Gmail account and you're logged in, you can use Google Forms to create different forms. In this case, feedback form. You can use it to gather a lot, in fact, almost any information you need from anyone. Let's assume you have a competition and you want people to be able to register and send in their entries. You can use Google Forms for that. Okay, so the description here is parents feedback form. We can see letter B below. I can make that bold. I have italics, underline. We have link and other items. Okay, so up there, I can change the style of my form. Okay, the text style can be changed from here. I can add an image. In a school, you may want to add your logo, so you can add it from there. Okay, this next button there is to send the form. So once I'm done with this form, I can send it as an email to my parents to fill. I can copy the link and all of that. Okay, now the 3 dots shows me the preview of my form. At every time I can see what my form looks like. I can redo I can start the form, I can make a copy, move to folder, and all the other options available there. Okay, responses shows me the responses. When I'm done with this form and I give it out, people should be able to respond and I should be able to see it. Settings helps me to set my quiz. I can manage my responses. How do I want it? Do I want to collect people's addresses or not? So you can set all of that under settings. Okay, we even have question default, so you can make your settings right here, telling Google Form exactly what and how you want your form to be. Okay, so we are back here now. It's time to load questions on our form. Okay, so we learned about feedback last week, and I told us that feedback is a means of knowing what is going on in your school community, and it's very important. We talked about getting feedback from every member, students, staff, parents. Today we are focused on the parents, all right? So these are the questions we'll be loading on that Google form. Those questions cut across the different operations in your school business, the key areas that parents will use to judge how well your business is going or not. The first one is, how satisfied are you with the overall educational experience your child receives at our school? Okay, so that question should allow parents to express his or her satisfaction or dissatisfaction. So we are going to give them options. You won't leave it open-ended. You have to give them options to choose which they want most. So for that particular question, we will have options like very satisfied, just satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, and very dissatisfied. So you just choose any of them. All right. The second question here says, are you pleased with the communication between the school and parents regarding your child's progress? Communication is a very important aspect of your school business. If you want to be able to retain your parents, one thing you must pay attention to is communication. Imagine parents knowing and being carried along in everything that is going on in your school. They will find it difficult to move their kids elsewhere. So you have to take that seriously. So this will help you know how they feel about it. Do they feel carried along? Do they like what you're doing? So you will give them the opportunity to choose. Is it excellent? Is it good? Is it fair? Is it poor? Okay, so number 3 says, how would you rate the effectiveness of your teaching staff? This is another key point in your school business. How good are your members of staff? Do they know what they are doing? All right, so you give your parents the opportunity to say if they are satisfied, if they are pleased or not. Number 4, do you feel that the school provides a safe and nurturing environment? This is another key feedback that can help you know how your parents feel about your school. Do they feel their kids are safe with you? Are there security threats? So you allow them to choose if they feel it is safe, and not just safe, is it nurturing? Is it helping their kids to grow? Is it helping their kids to learn? Is the environment a positive? Does it affect them positively or negatively? So these are the ways that can help you know how parents feel generally about your school environment. Number 5 says, are there specific areas where you believe the school could improve or enhance its services? All right, so that's like a suggestion. You want your parents to be able to suggest, oh, I am not okay with this. I think this should be done. So that will require them typing. So they will actually write what they feel should be done. Number 6 says, how satisfied are you with the extracurricular activities offered by the school? Extracurricular activities is also as important as the academic work in any school. So that gives your parents the opportunity to express your satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Is the school effectively addressing any concerns or issues you have raised in the past? That's very important. When parents complain, how is it handled? Is it handled immediately? So that question helps you to know how parents feel, if they feel heard or if they do not feel heard. All right. How well does the school involve parents? Parents' involvement is very key. Are you satisfied with the school's approach to discipline? Very key. And then the last says, how would you suggest that we improve? Okay, so we're going to load the questions, and then these are the different ways we can allow our parents to answer this question. We have the short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, drop down, file upload, and all of that. So for this feedback, we will be using multiple choice. Multiple choice allows your parents to make one choice out of many. Okay. File upload is used if they have to upload a file. Multiple choice is selected here. So I'll go to my questions. I already have it typed down, so I'll just copy it from my notepad and take it back there and paste it. Take it to my Google form and paste. Click on untitled question and paste it there. Okay, I'll take this off and paste it. Take off the untitled question. Okay, so that is taken off. And I'll come down here, take off the question and complete my spellings. Okay, how satisfied are you with the overall experience your child receives in our school? So I've copied the first question, I've pasted it here. And of course I'll add question mark, it's a question. Okay. Alright, when we click on multiple choice, that's what gives us the different option types, short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, checkboxes, drop box, file upload. Okay, so we are choosing multiple choice because we want them to choose one out of 5 options. Okay, so we go ahead and load the options. So the question is, how satisfied are they? So I'll put the options. Option 1. I'll go ahead and type very satisfied. The next is satisfied. The third option is neutral. Next option is dissatisfied. And the final option here is very dissatisfied. So the parents will be required to choose one of those options. Alright, so you have to make your feedback form very easy to fill. Multiple choice makes it very easy. You just tap on the one that applies and move to the next. Alright, don't go asking too many questions that may require typing, so you can have a good response to your feedback. Alright, so we are done with question 1. So I will click on the plus button below here to add the next question. Alright, now question 2. So I'll get back to my already typed question, copy and paste. Note that you can type directly on the Google form. You can type there. But since I already have my questions prepared here, I can just copy and paste to save time. I don't have to retype the second time. Okay, so it's copied right here. I'll navigate to the form and paste it. The second question talks about communication. I've explained that earlier. So I'll copy and then get back to my form and paste it. Okay, so on the question tab, just click that and paste. Okay, so my question is here. So it's time to put the options. It's also multiple choice. I want them to choose if they are satisfied or pleased with the communication between the school. So the first option here is excellent. For schools that carry their parents along in everything, excellent. We move to the next option. We have good. Ensure your spellings are very correct. We move to the next option. And we have fair. Not very good and not very bad. All right, next option. We have poor. The communication is very poor. Parents don't know what's going on in the school. That's for that option. And the last option here is very poor. Okay, so the parents will be required to choose one out of those 5 options. So let's move to the next question. Question 3. So I'll get back, copy and paste. So at every time you can scroll up to see the ones you've typed before now. I'll get back here, copy question number 3. Click on the copy button, get back to my form and paste it. This is also multi-choice question. So now linear scale is showing up here. I have to go select multiple choice. I have to go and select multiple choice. So let's go ahead and put the options. How would you rate the effectiveness? Is it effective or not effective? So the first option here is very effective, highly effective. That's the first option here. The next is just effective. Next option, neutral, not very effective and not too bad, more like a middle ground. Okay, neutral. The next is ineffective. It means that parent isn't getting the required results. And the last is very ineffective. All right, so parents will be required to choose any of this that applies to whatever situation they are experiencing in that school. Okay, question number 4. I'll get back here, copy and paste. Do you feel that the school promotes a safe and nurturing environment? Okay, so we're going to paste that. So the options will be multiple choice. I have to choose one too. The first option here is very safe and nurturing. The next option here is safe. Next is neutral. Not very safe and not unsafe. Neutral. Okay, so next, ensure your spellings are correct. You can always go back and correct your spellings. Next option, unsafe. And the final option here is very unsafe. So they are required to select one of these options. All right. Let's move to the next question. Okay, so the next question here is not a multiple choice question. They are required to type. Are there any specific areas where you will want the school to improve? So you want parents to be able to make suggestions. That's the reason for that question. So I'll copy here, go to my Google form and paste it. So in this case, I won't choose multiple choice. I will click the drop down and choose short answer or paragraph. If you feel they won't have a very long text to write, then you can choose short answer. But if you think they may have a lot to write, then you may want to choose paragraph. So I'll select that and move to the next question. So I'll do this till I get to number 10. All right, next I'm going to ensure that they should try to answer a good number of the questions by turning on the required icon or button, you will see for each question, you will see required there. So I'll just turn it on. When you're clicking, you have to be careful not to select the three dots. There's actually a button, a turn on and off button there where we have required, so we turn it on. Now that means that it's going to force everyone that is completing this form to answer all the questions that are compulsory. So I'm going to turn it on for all the questions to ensure that all questions are attempted. If you do not turn it on, then someone may go there and not even answer any question and will be able to submit. So the importance of required is to ensure that they attempt the compulsory questions. You may decide that all questions are not compulsory to save time. So you may want to turn on the compulsory fields for questions that you want them to complete. So in this case, I actually turned on for all the questions here. I want them to attempt all the questions. All right. So you just keep going from one question to the other and turn it on. Once you get to the question, click on it and then you should be able to turn it on. Go to required and turn it on. All right. So you may want to scroll all the way up and down to ensure that you have done that for all the questions. Next is to preview my form. So click on the three dots and click on preview. This will show you the way your form will look like, the way your parents will see this form. So you can see the option buttons there. They'll be required to click any of them that matches their options. So this is what the form looks like. Now, number 10 question is just multiple choice, but I would want them to say something if they would not recommend the school to another. So what am I going to do? I'll simply split this question into two. So I'll get back by clicking on the pencil button below. Get back there and split the question into two. I'll have 10A and 10B. That will allow them to tell me if they would recommend a school or not as 10A, and then in 10B they would tell me, if not, they will tell me why they would not recommend a school. So I'm going to try to make some changes right there and then take off the second part of it and make it a second question to ensure that for those who would not recommend, they should tell me the reason why. Okay, so that's 10A. I'll copy the second part of this question and make another question out of it. So I can select either paragraph or a short answer. Alright, so I'll go below, click on my plus icon to add another question. I'll call it 10B and paste the second part of that question. Alright, I had copied already, so I'll just paste and do some adjustments. If you would not recommend, what improvements would you suggest? So this feedback form also gives you the opportunity to ask for suggestions from your parents. So this is paragraph here. If you feel they will have a lot to say, then you should use paragraph. If you feel they may not have, then you can use a short answer. So this is a preview now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll have 10 questions in number 10. So 2 questions in number 10. So they will be able to tell me if they would recommend and go ahead and give me a reason if they would not recommend. So this serves both as a form that allows you to collect information, not just option-based information, but also suggestions. It allows you to be able to receive suggestions from your parents. Okay, so next we will get the link to this form. It's that link that you share to your parents, share in WhatsApp groups, share in different locations for them to fill. So we'll click on the send button up there, and we have email. You can send by email. If your parents normally receive mails from you or check their mails, you can send as an email. If you are not sure they do check their mails, please get the link. Click on the second button here and get the link. Alright, the link is there. I have shortened it by clicking on shorten URL, and I've copied it. So it is this link that you will share to everyone that you expect to fill that form. You will share that link to everyone. So you are asked if you want to collect email addresses in the process. No, we don't want to. That's fine. So that's the link you will share to everyone. Okay, so you can paste this link in a group chat or a personal chat, WhatsApp broadcast, so that your parents can click and fill the form. So this has been sent here. On clicking the form link, it opens up. All right, so the parents will go ahead and fill. The beautiful thing about this form is that even if the person started and did not complete it, the person can always complete it at any time the person clicks that link. Okay, so this is number 5 now. The first 4 was previously selected. Please improve on your communication with parents. Okay, so I'm making the other choices. Number 7, number 8. So this is how parents will just be selecting by just tapping on a particular option. They will make their selections. Okay, so this is number 10. Would you recommend the school? Highly recommend, recommend. And then if you would not, what improvements would you suggest? Okay, so I just have an input here. Apart from communication, so your parents will type whatever suggestions they have, or if they are satisfied. I'm satisfied with other areas. Oh, great. So once he or she is done, the person will click on submit to submit the form. So once this is submitted, you as a school owner, administrator, head teacher can always access that form. Okay, so basically that's how your parents will see the form that you have created and be able to respond to it. Now, how would you get your responses? You get back there, go to forms.google.com. It will load a new form. So to locate the old one, we click on the red button up there and choose desktop view. You want to view the previous form, so we click on desktop view, and then we locate our form. You can zoom in to look for the actual form. Okay, so this is the form showing up here. I'm going to click on it. Please note, you must view your form using desktop view to see it. So this is the form. So that's the name, parents feedback form. So to see the responses, I'll click on responses. All right. Okay, so after I filled the first form, I filled the second time, so I have 2 responses. You can see the results showing up both as the text that was typed and as a pie chart. So with this pie chart, you can see the options and you can see the different colors. Different colors are for different options. For instance, in this case, how satisfied are you? One person chose fair. One person chose neutral, while the other chose satisfied. So by just looking at the pie charts, you can see how many parents love what you're doing or do not love what you're doing. You can see areas that you want to improve upon. You will see areas that you should pay more attention to. And you may also scroll down to where the suggestion boxes are to read what the different suggestions are. Now, if this is filled by 20 or 200 parents, all the responses will show up here, and the pie chart will reflect the number of persons that have filled the form. So this is a very inexpensive way for you to collect feedback in your school business. You have no reason not to do this. So do not just watch this. Please go ahead and create a feedback form for your school. It's a perfect time to get feedback. It's a perfect time to retain your pupils. Retaining your pupils is as important as attracting new pupils. That's the only way you can increase in your numbers. If you're attracting new and you're letting the old go, then you may be stuck. So it is important to know what they think about your school business. It is very, very important. It is one of the powerful ways to retain your pupils and increase your numbers. You can do this for your pupils if you have a secondary school. You can do same for your members of staff. This way, you wouldn't even know who sent what. Did you notice that there is no place to write any name? Obviously, if you want to ask for their names, you can. But if you really, really want to know exactly what's happening in your school, you may want to leave out their names. Okay? So if you're using this form, Google form, to create other forms where you want to know who sent in what, please include name as one of the fields. Alright, so this is how far we can go today. If you love what you have watched so far, hit the subscribe button so you can know when we create new videos. You may also want to share this to bless someone. And also, hit the like button, drop a comment. You can also drop a question. If you have any question, drop the question. The link to Google form is in the first comment. Thank you. Bye.